Hey guys, so I don't like making these videos, especially when they're about my own. Um, so this is Mitty, and for 10 years, Mitty has been in the same house with his siblings, perfectly fine. A couple days ago, he got sick. Apparently, he was gorged bladder. Um, his kidneys, I think they said, showed signs of, you know, becoming bad. Like most cats, when they pass and get sick, it's usually their kidneys. Um, he was 10 years old, so 10 years, that's like almost 60 years old in human years. So he was up there in age. And unfortunately, he is no longer here. My friend, I was recording my WoW video, and my friend called me and said that he had passed. And yeah, 10 years. And she's crying, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I'll be a wreck soon as I process it. Um, but it's like I told her, it's like we had him for 10 years. He's lived in the same house. He's had siblings. He's been taken care of. And when we first got him, he was in a pet store. He had just shown up. Someone had just brought him in. Don't know where he was from. And I said he could have ended up in a worse situation. He could have ended up with someone and not been taken care of. So we gave him 10 years of life, and lifespan for a cat is 10 to 15 years. Um, So, but I remember she comes home and she's like, John, don't be mad. I'm like, what? She's like, I got another cat. I'm like, we already have a plethora of cats already. She's like, I know, but I saw him and he's pure white, and I wanted a pure white cat. I'm like, we'll make do then. Yes, we'll make do. And so 10 years we had him. I mean, it feels so much longer. Like 2012 feels so much longer than it was. But he was so chill. Like whenever the others misbehaved, I would always look at him and be like, Mitty, why can't they be perfect like you? Because he really was like the perfect cat. He didn't do anything wrong. He kept to himself a lot, but there's times where I'm over there or whatever, and he just jumps up with me and just wants to cuddle and you know be loved on. But he really didn't do anything wrong. So in that house, he was like the golden standard of how a cat should behave. So when Sylvanas was acting up, or even Ava, we're just like, Mitty, why can't they be perfect like you? And he was such a good cat, and he really didn't do anything wrong, and that's why, like I said, he was like the golden standard of how a cat should be. Um, while the others are swarming around you, if you're eating, he's swarming around you. Everyone else is swarming around you. He's just like whatever. He was extremely playful though. Um, and just I wish we had more time. When she said about the start of the kidney problems, I was like, okay, if it's the start, then surely we have enough time to correct it. If they get placed on a good diet and stuff like that, there's ways to kind of either slow it down and stuff like that. But apparently, it just might have accelerated to, or it could have been something else. Because he really wasn't eating. He didn't want to eat. I was over there the other day and I had to take a syringe and into his mouth because he just refused to eat. Um, and obviously I'm not there, but her husband had to do the same thing and just squirt. And so I don't really think it was from lack of food. He was drinking, so it wasn't dehydration. So maybe his kidneys were a lot worse than the vet thought. But whatever it is, she called me and said that he had died. And I mean, I understand. Most of you guys are gonna think like, oh, why aren't you? No, I'm gonna be a wreck. Trust me, I'm holding it all in until I'm done with the video because I don't. I mean, I did it with Venti when Venti died, and I had his, him in his box. Uh, so I'm holding all that in until I'm done with this video. So while I'm talking about it, I'm not actually thinking about it, because if I do think about it, yeah, I'm gonna be a freaking mess. Um, so yeah, 10 years, and we gave him the best life we could. Plenty of toys, plenty of food, siblings that have been with him. They were all just a couple months apart. Ava we got not too long after I got back there in 2012, or back here in 2012. So June for Ava, I think it was October we got Sylvanas, and then December we got Mitty. So they're all pretty close in age. They were all a few months when we got them. And we don't know his situation about where he came from, but again, it's like I told her, it's like it could have ended up a lot worse. He could have ended up in a situation where, the owners didn't take care of him. He could have been dead in a year. It's like the others. If we didn't pick up Ava we found in the middle of the street. She was sitting there meowing at us. We were walking our dog one night, and there she was in the middle of the street, meowing her little heart out, and she followed us all the way back to the car. And I said, if we don't take her, most likely we're going to drive by tomorrow. She's going to be splattered in the middle of the street, and we are going to wish that we we helped her. So we ended up taking her home. Sylvanas we got from people, and like she hardcore smelled like cigarettes. It took 2 weeks to get that smell out. I mean, how bad was the smoke in that house if her fur smelled that much of cigarettes? Um, and then Mitty, she got from the pet store, and like I said, she came home. She's like, "Don't be mad." I'm like, "What?" But he was a good cat. Like I said, the golden standard of what a cat should be: loving, affectionate, didn't cause any problems. Even if he was mischievous, sometimes he wasn't like destructive mischievous, where he's jumping up on counters or tables or trying to get into places where he shouldn't. He'd like to sneak around and sometimes, play with Sylvanas or Ava. But for the most part, he just liked to keep to himself. When he wanted attention, he'd come up to you and snuggle. But, Mitty, why can't they be perfect like you? Um, but yeah, talk to my friend. We're gonna have him cremated, and wish we just had him longer. 10 years, 10 to 15 years. I really wish it would have been the to 15 years. Um, I'm sure his lifestyle, I mean, in old age, he just kind of like lounged around. And I told her, I was like, Sylvan's is probably going to outlast everyone. She's so energetic. You couldn't even tell that she's 10 because she's so energetic. She's so mischievous. She's a little criminal. So her lifestyle is helping her stay healthy. And like I said, he just kind of liked to lounge around. He liked to sleep a lot. Um, I mean, yeah, you could like he would love to play, but then just like most cats, after like a minute or two, he's like, nope, I'm done. He could jump. That boy could jump. You know, I'm standing up with his toy, the string, and he's like, I'm holding up, and he's jumping all. I'm like, wow, Minnie, you've got some jump on you. It's just so effortlessly. But I really wish we would have had him for the 15 years or longer. You know, you hear cats living up to 20, 25 years, and some breeds do. He was a domestic short hair, so I didn't really look up for specific breeds, but on average, most cats live 10 to 15 years. And I was like, well, all of our cats are, well, 10 years or older, so we're obviously doing something right, you know? But, yeah. Mitty Kitty's gone. So for my old subscribers who have been with me, I'm sure that'll hit you hard. For new subscribers, this is Mitty. Um, or just new viewers. Um, Anyways, I'll see you guys later.